Hello, today we're thinking about the fruit of the Spirit, and the activity I'd like to do with you is planting a seed. Now, I don't have small children to help me, but I've got a dog wandering around, and a minute ago I went and filled up my watering can with water, and I came back and I found my apples all over the floor and one of them in his mouth. So I'm not sure if I'm actually going to eat my apples afterwards. Okay, so the fruit of the Spirit are things that grow in us because we are friends with Jesus, because we've asked Jesus to be part of our life. So by being part of Jesus' life and Jesus being part of our lives, we grow fruit that shows people that we follow Jesus. So just like this apple, can you see it, has come from an apple tree, trees that are rooted in Jesus will produce fruits like Jesus. And if we have asked Jesus to live in our lives, by his Holy Spirit, he will produce fruit in our lives. So, in a minute, I'm going to cut open my apple and see if there's any apple seeds inside, and I'm going to plant the apple seeds and water them and wait for them to grow. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut my apple up. Now, I'm not using a sharp knife, I'm just using a normal knife to spread butter and things, but do get an adult to help you with this bit. Now, I'm taking a bit of a risk. I'm going to cut the apple across the circumference instead of down the top, because it's then easier to see the pips. I've just realised I've chosen a really noisy tray. Okay, can you see that? I haven't quite got down to the pips, so I'm going to try again. Have a little slither off. Let's see. Oh yes, there. Okay, so here you can see the centre of the apple. It makes a really lovely flower shape, and you can see little pips inside. So the apple is the fruit, and the pips are the seeds that we're going to use to plant a mini apple tree. So let me dig these out. If I can tap them out, I might have to poke them out here. Let's have a look. I don't want to accidentally slice the pips in half, because that won't help them to grow, will it? So I'm going to do some very gentle digging. There we go. Right. There. Okay. So I'm going to move my apple to one side. I might give that to my dog later if he's a very good boy. Okay, now I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pips, and I actually had an apple earlier this morning, so I saved the pips from that. I've got 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. Because do you know how many fruits of the Spirit there are? There are 9. See if I can remember them. I will tell you that I have got, I'm going to stick my head in somewhere. No. There. I have got my Bible next to me to hand, just in case I forget. But let's see if we can point to the pips and remember what the fruits are. Okay, here we go again. So, we've got love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. So do you know how I learnt that last night? I thought love, joy, peace is quite easy to remember, but then patience, you've got to stop and think about the rest. Then you've got the 4 nesses. You've got kindness, goodness, I had a blank then, faithfulness, gentleness, and then at the very end, kind of encapsulates a lot of them, is self-control. Hi, hopefully you can see a bit better there. All right, so the first thing I need is a pot, and I don't have any garden pots left. And of course, because we're on lockdown, I can't rush out and buy things, so I've improvised. This is an old plastic pot. My teenage children are not allowing me to buy any new plastic things, you'd be pleased to hear, only reusable or using up old ones. So, my plastic pot, then my dear lovely husband has been outside in the rain to get some soil for me. Again, we don't have any nice compost from garden shops in bags, so we're just using our slightly gravelly soil from the garden. And I've got an old spoon from the drawer. So I'm going to spoon my soil into my cup and think about making a nice little nest or bed for your seed to burrow in and live in. I'm going to put quite a few in because we want there to be plenty of soil for its roots, don't we? There we are. Right, oh, are you coming to help me? There we are. You can have, oh, I think we're going to lose an apple again. Here we are. You have these apples. Never work with animals. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is make a little well in the middle with my finger, although it's so dry. Actually, I don't think I'm going to bother. I'm just going to make a few sort of holes. Take that big lump out. And I'm going to sprinkle, oh, let's do it properly. Let's put in love, joy, peace. Peace looks a bit bashed up. Patience. Let's see if I can get it right. Kindness. Goodness. Faithfulness. Gentleness. And self-control. Right. Now I've done that. Drop my spoon. Thank you. Do you know, I was a bit distracted then. Yeah, there's a noise of water on the floor and I thought the dog was doing a wee behind me, but my watering can is leaking. It's obviously got too rusty. Never mind, I'll clear that up later. Okay, I'm going to put the soil, a bit more soil on top. I'm really going to try and sieve out the great big lumps now. So we're going to cover them with not too much soil. We don't want to bury them alive. We don't want to make it difficult for our little shoots to shoot up. But we want enough so there's plenty of nutrients around them. Okay, now we need to put some water on. And this is going to be interesting because we've just realised that my old watering can leaks. Let's give it a go. I might have to stand up to do this. Whoa, look at that. Goodness me. That was like a seed tsunami. Oh, my poor, I don't know if you can see, but my poor pot. I think I've put too much water in actually. I'm going to pour some of it back into here. It's so dry, the soil is so dry that the water's not going in. You don't want to drown your seeds. You can actually put too much water on them and then they just can't swim. There we are. Oop. Oh dear. Well, hopefully that'll be okay. Put a little bit more water back. Okay. Now, fortunately, because I'm not a very good gardener, as you can see, fortunately, it's not me that has to put the effort into growing that seed. Just as it doesn't matter how much I hold this apple and think about apples, I can't produce apples. And that's the same with us and the fruit of the Spirit. I used to think that if I worked really hard, and I took it in turns, different days. On Monday it was love, Tuesday joy, Wednesday peace, Friday, Thursday, can't remember where I've got up to. Anyway, it didn't really work. I just sort of got myself a few kind of frown lines from trying so hard. The point is that if we stay close to Jesus by talking to him, by reading about him in the Bible, by asking his Spirit to help us and change us, we will grow and show the fruits of the Spirit. But sometimes, as we go through our day, we will get a little nudge from God to remind us to make the right choice. So, obviously not a lot of you know this, but if I do lose something or can't find something, I am very good at stamping around the house, demanding to know who has hidden whatever it is. And that's when I get a little nudge in my heart, or a little feeling in my head, that maybe I need to be a bit more self-controlled and patient and kind and thoughtful and make the right choice. Okay, I'm going to say goodbye now before I lose my second apple to my assistant. Bye-bye.